or for the Marabu man, or someone slaughter, needs to seek protection in the jinn, then he had violated the rights of Tawheed. What else? Naam, umuman, this is any aspect of worship, it is from the rights of Tawheed. Any aspect of worship, whether it is the worship that is outwardly, or it is a worship that is inwardly, whether it is a worship that barakallahu fikum the body limbs will do, whether it is the worship that the heart will do, whether it is the worship that the wealth will do, whether it is the worship that the badan, meaning the body limbs will do, all of that barakallahu fikum, they are from the rights of Tawheed. Now, how about the mukammilat? The mukammilat al-Tawheed. Those who barakallahu fikum, they complete the Tawheed. Meaning they complete the establishment of Tawheed. What are those that complete a person's Tawheed? From those that complete the establishment of the Tawheed in a human being. Buba? From those things that could be completing the Tawheed of a person. If he doesn't do it, that doesn't mean that his Tawheed is invalid. But if he do it, it will complete his establishment of the Tawheed. Zaid? Huh? No, the oneness of Allah is from the rights of Tawheed. You cannot do without that. Huh? Huh? As-sum'a. Right? Very good. Very good. Good point. As-sum'a wa riya. Right? Want it to be heard. That will what? That will nullify the rights of Tawheed. It does not negate it, but it reduces it. Right? It reduces it. Right? It reduces it. Likewise, want it to be seen, doing things to be seen. That also will not nullify the rights of the Tawheed, but rather it will diminish, right, the completion of the rights of Tawheed. Naam, what else? Naam, sins in general, right? The sins will also, barakallahu fikum, do what? Reduce the completion of a Tawheed. Reduce the completion of Tawheed. Because remember in the second paragraph, Imam Ibn Qayyim, he say, وَإِمَّا دَعْوَةٌ إِلَىٰ عِبَادَتِهِ وَحْدَهُ لَا شَرِيكَ لَهُ. Whether the Quran, it comes to call to the worship of Allah alone, without any partner. So doing the opposite of barakallahu fikum, the ta'ah. And others say also, وَإِمَّا أَمْرٌ وَنَهِي وَإِلْزَامْ بِطَاعَتِهِ. وَإِلْزَامْ بِطَاعَتِهِ. Yani having compulsion in obedience to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So not having, to be having compulsion in obedience to Allah, then that will barakallahu fikum reduce the completion of at-Tawheed. Meaning, the one that barakallahu fikum, he is upon sins, his Tawheed is not complete, but it is there. Unlike the Khawarij, what they say. For instance, if a person commit adultery, right? If a person commit fornication or he steals, that we say what? That his iman is naqis. We say that his iman is naqis. But can we say that he doesn't have no iman? No, we cannot say he doesn't have no iman. But rather we say that his iman is naqis. Likewise, the person that he consume alcohol or he use drugs and the likes of this, we don't say that he is a kafir. La. But his iman is naqis. حين يشرب الخمر أو حين يشرب الدخان. Well, when at the time that he is doing it, his iman is naqis. That doesn't negate the fact that he has belief. طيب. Likewise, from the mukammilat, from those things that bring perfection to Tawheed, from those things that bring perfection to the Tawheed of Allah. Naam, al-ikhlas. Al-Ikhlas, barakallahu fikum. And Al-Ikhlas, we can join with this point that he was mentioning earlier, As-Sum'a wa Riya. Because the one that doesn't have Ikhlas, he will show off, or he will want to be heard. What else? Fuller? From those that complete the Tawheed of a person. Huh? Say it. Say it. From those you think that it will complete the Tawheed of a person. Zayd, from those things that you think it will complete the Tawheed of a person. Ahsanta. Following the Sunnah of the Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam. Right? Even though in certain aspects, right? Following the Sunnah in those aspects, it is from the rights of Tawheed. But you have in some aspect of the Sunnah that following it, alhamdulillah, it is to make the Tawheed of a person complete. For instance, the one that shave his beard, right? In that aspect, he is, alhamdulillah, his Tawheed is the one that shaved the beard, that his Tawheed is what? Naqis, deficient. Doesn't matter how much he say La ilaha illallah. Doesn't matter how much he bring other aspects of it. Kadhalika, likewise, the one that drag his pants. His Tawheed is naqis in regard to following the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Not to say that he doesn't have no Tawheed or he's a kafir, la. But it is naqis in regard to that point on. So we learn from this bab right here that the Quran, all of it is in regard to the Tawheed of Allah. Or it deals with it also about how the people of Tawheed was dealt with. He say, وَإِمَّا إِخْبَارٌ عَنْ إِكْرَامِ أَهْلِ التَّوْحِيدِ. It says, the Quran mention about the honor of the people of Tawheed. وَمَا فُعِلَ بِهِمْ فِي الدُّنْيَا, and how they were dealt with in this life. How are the people of Tawheed dealt with in this life? How are the people of Tawheed dealt with in this life? Muhammad. Huh? Tortured, na'am. The people of Tawheed are being tortured by the disbelievers. And this is qadiman wa hadithan. That you realize at the time of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, that the people of Tawheed were being mistreated by the disbelievers. Right? Kadhalika today. Likewise today. Those who are standing firm upon the Tawheed of Allah, look at the name tags. Look at the name callings. Look at all of this propaganda against them. لماذا؟ لأنهم قد أقاموا التوحيد, because they only want to establish the Tawheed. The other people that care less about the Tawheed doesn't have these name tags. They don't have this name, these etiquettes with them. But amma the people of the Tawheed, the minute you establish in the Tawheed of Allah, now you become the public enemy. Everybody is against you. But how about how Allah is dealing with the people of Tawheed in this life? How is Allah dealing with the people of Tawheed in this life? Naam, as he mentioned that the kuffar, they deal with the people of Tawheed by punishing them, torturing them, and this was more so in regard to the first generation. Naam, in this new generation also, it is another warfare. It is another warfare. It is a different type of war against the people of Tawheed. It is not physically fighting them, but now this fight is to strip them out of their religion by all means possible. Naam. That's number one. The people of Tawheed, Allahu Tabaraka wa Ta'ala saved them from innovation in this life. He, Allah, saved the people of Tawheed from innovation. As Imam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah mentioned, he said the meaning of Ta'ifatul Mansur, right, the meaning of the saved sect is that they are saved from bid'ah in this life, and they are saved from the hellfire yawm al-qiyamati. Right? Ta'ifatul Mansur. Now, ma'adira, firqatul najiyah. Right? Firqatul Najid, the saved sect. Ta'ifatul Mansur, I almost gave the other answer. Right? لِأَنَّهُمْ هُمُ الْمَنْصُورُونَ. That the people of Tawheed, they are the victorious group in this life. Why? Because Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala قَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ. Allah indeed gave them victory, as He gave the victory on the people of Badr. He, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, لَقَدْ حَقًّا عَلَيْنَا نَصْرُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Indeed, it is binding upon us, Allah say, the aid and assistance of the believers. The aid and assistance of the believers. لَقَدْ حَقًّا عَلَيْنَا نَصْرُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Indeed, it is by Allah making it binding upon Him to aid the believers. And who are the believers? Ahlul-Tawheed, the people that establish the Tawheed of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Likewise, وَمَا يُكْرِمُهُمْ bihi fil akhirah, and how they will be given the honor yawm al-qiyamati. How would the people of Tawheed be given honor yawm al-qiyamati? Buba. How would the people of Tawheed given the honor yawm al-qiyamati? How would the people of Tawheed be given honor yawm al-qiyamati? That's the top of it. That's the top of it. Seeing Allah's face. That's the top of it. Seeing Allah's face. But before that, how would the people of Tawheed will be given honor yawm al-qiyamati? Drinking from the hawd, ahsanta. Drinking from the hawd. Because those who have bid'ah mukaffira, they will not be drinking from the hawd. Likewise, what we were saying earlier about mukammilat, following the Prophet, those who, they, barakallah, innovated in this religion, the people of innovation, la yashrabuna ala al-hawd, they will not be drinking from the hawd. What else? That the people of Tawheed will be given honor yawm al-qiyamati. Ahsanta, very good, barakallah fikum. The people of Tawheed will be given the shafa'ah. Imma, they will be authorized to give shafa'ah, or they will be given the authorization to receive the shafa'ah. This is not for the people that are other than the people of At-Tawheed. This is what he say, barakallah fikum. He say, فَهُوَ جَزَاءٌ مَنْ خَرَجَ عَنْ حُكْمِ التَّوْحِيدِ. So whomsoever left to the ruling of Tawheed will not receive the intercession. What else? Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala will honor the people of Tawheed yawm al-qiyamati. What else? What else? Allah will honor the people of Tawheed yawm al-qiyamati. Naam, very good point, that He will not punish them. And here in regard to the usat of the people of Tawheed, that if Allah choose, He will not punish them. From the sinners of the people of Tawheed, if Allah will, He will not punish them. He will forgive them. What else? Huh? Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala will clothe the people of the Tawheed yawm al-qiyamati. Naam. Naam, some of them will be given the shade. Very good. Some of them will be given the shade yawm al-qiyamati. 7, sab'un, meaning 7 asnaf, 7 type or category of people will be given the shade. Allah will give him the shade yawm al-qiyamati, on a day that there will be no shade but the Allah Ta'ala shade. What else will Allah honor the people of Tawheed? Some of them will enter the Jannah without reckoning. How many are those that will enter the Jannah without reckoning? How many will enter the Jannah without 70,000 ahsanta. Tell me one of them that will be in the Jannah from among the 70,000. One of them. No. A person's name. A person's name. A person's name. A person's